afternoon, hello and welcome to Gravify News. This is Prajwal Prasad. Last night we had the success meet for the movie Killing Veerappan, which is creating huge waves not only in India but also abroad. We had the entire cast and crew coming up, but first up we had RGV sir along with the entire crew speaking about the movie and what a success, what an experience, what a journey it was for them. So now do have a look at the VT and what panned out last night.
Stated what is it that for me Veerappan was about and all that. And finally it's done and it released, and with a kind of a terrific acclaim it's received in every which way, including critically or commercially, and the way the industry responded to the whole thing, I'm extremely happy about it. And but like William Friedkin, a filmmaker, said, filmmaking is a tremendous team effort, and I always believe that a successful film is made because of lot of contributions. A failure is only belonging to the director. That's because all of them work towards the vision of the director, and if his vision is blind, they'll only know it after the release of the film. So whether I could have been blind or I was a visionary, just blindly trusting me, each and every one of the actors and the technicians have worked so hard to make this possible. And I really, from my heart, want to thank you, all of you. Now to start with, apart from the subject matter, which is obviously there on the script level, I think Killing Veerappan has a lot of other things which in terms of technical aspect of how we try to do it. For instance, I think a lot of people will be shocked to know that this film has been shot in just 31 days. And Shivanna has worked just for 20 days. And when I hear people saying that is one of maybe the best performance of his career, I find it an incredible thing that people didn't even realize that the impact of the character and how it is captured is which makes the point. But yes, it is not a question of 31 days because of the kind of technique we use in terms of multiple cameras and the tremendous work done by Ramee, my DOP, whose contribution was that a lot. And Ramee, what I would like to tell you is, it's easy for me to tell you to just go up into the grass, like the very slippery grass in Yellapura forest, and shooting, and I am standing on the road happily, and poor guy has to trudge through the mud to take the camera. And 3-4 times I think he fell down, and it didn't even bother to ask him if he was injured, because if he says yes, then I have to stop the shooting, so I didn't ask him. So I didn't tell you sorry all this time, but I want to say it now. Okay? And my dear Anwar Ali worked day in and day out, and in terms of, I think he lived and breathed Veerappan. And also the fact that we are doing a Kannada film, and none of my unit knows Kannada, so to get a Kannada translator to do the whole thing, and I think it becomes very difficult for anybody who doesn't know the language to be so alert in editing. Yeah, thanks Anwar. And Ravi Shankar has done the Takkam Takkam song, which has become what Shivraj sang as a terrific, like all know, that it's become almost like the identity of the film, Everybody is singing Takkam Takkam. Yeah. And Sandy, who's done the background score of the film, which I personally think is almost like the worked as much, if not more than the script, because I can't imagine how this film will look like without the background score done by Sandy. And also the point is, it's in the subtext, or whatever, someone who said that, he said it looks like a musical more than action film, and that's because of Sandy. And I don't know it is the compliment or what people are humming the tunes. Yeah. And with regard to the actors, of course, no matter how small a role they played, some of them, but they played with so much of conviction, and they added so much. Mr. Sridhar or Sanchari Vijay. Now, Sanchari Vijay, I didn't know that he was a national winning actor till 2 days after the shoot. So, Vijay, if I did not do proper justice, you will do it next time. But I'm glad that you never reminded me that and you just did what I asked you to do. Thank you for that. And Yagna Shetty, I keep telling her, every time I see her, I get surprised, because and when I saw her as Muthulakshmi on the location, and then when I see her here, and after seeing her so many times on the edit, then I see her here, it becomes a shock to me, the fact that she's the same Muthulakshmi, who's the actor, And I think that whole aspect of creating a certain empathy and making Veerappan look believable, I think Yagna Shetty has a lot to, her screen presence has a lot to do with her genuine innocence in her face. And coming to Parul, I personally think that's the most complex role in the film, in terms of where she's a common person, and when Shivanna gives her a job, I think she had the right mix of a common person. At the same time, there's a spirit of adventure, and when she talks to Muthulakshmi's character to make her believe that she's actually very genuine, but at the same time, at the background, there's a tension. And in very, very minute things, you will see that her stiffening of her face. And so it can be easily taken for granted, but I think that one performance could have made the film look fake, in my opinion. And I think, thanks Parul for carried out so excellently, and I loved your expression in the last when you say, and you kind of communicate an apology to Muthulakshmi for the betrayal you've done.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
And coming to Mr. Veerappan himself, Sandeep. Now, a lot of people appreciated me for the way I could find a guy who exactly looks like Veerappan right from the time I started shooting the film, when his pictures came out. But the actual truth is, I have a habit of taking very, very impulsive decisions. It's not like I just do so much of work before doing that. I called somebody in Bombay, someone I know, who's a casting director. I said, do you know anyone who can play Veerappan's role? And he sent me one contact number of Sandeep. And I sent him a small dialogue in Hindi. Just they're doing the role of Veerappan, and you just shoot yourself with a cell phone and send me the clip. And from Bombay on WhatsApp, he sent me one clip of, and I just really liked the way his body posture, the way he was sitting on the ground or something like that. And then I asked him to go to Vikram Gaikwad, the makeup man, and I called Vikram and said, I just wanted to see if this man can be made to look like Veerappan. And after Vikram saw, he called me and said, I think will take some time. He has to lose little weight and X, Y, Z, and make some alteration to his hair and eyebrows and all that. I can do that. So when he did it and sent me the pictures, I myself was as zapped as anybody else. So it's not as if I discovered that was a shock to me also. But what, I mean, of course I understood, and I have an arrogance because I have so many years experience that I can get a performance out of anybody. And to whatever extent, but when I saw, and first time I met Sandeep was on the set, actually on the location before it was going to shoot the scene. And I was honestly zapped with his performance. So, as far as Sandeep is concerned, for all the credit people are trying to give me, I believe 100% goes to him. I just happen to be lucky to get him. Thank you, Sandeep.
Thank you so much.
Because for me, Sandeep was also a question of not only what Vikram and he tried to make him look like Veerappan, he developed that body language, he developed the look in the eyes of a man who's been in the jungle for such a long time. And the fact that it reflects in his gestures, in his expressions, and in his walking style and everything. And I think with one Sandeep, if it doesn't work, I think this film is not a film anymore. It was almost like the heart of the film because it's called Killing Veerappan. Now coming to Shivana, there are 2 points for me. Shivana, one as an actor, what he performed, and one, what is a personality over the years as a big star in Kannada. So there are 3-4 things which I want to say about Shivana. One, when I first spoke to him, and maybe because he's seen my earlier films, out of a certain appreciation of those films or his understanding of my craft from those films, without, of course he heard the story and he felt something was there which wasn't there in the previous things what he heard about Veerappan. But what I was amazed at him on location, because a man has worked with so many directors and so many highly successful films for such a long period of time, it almost becomes like a habit to do anything because he would have done every scene imaginable and every emotion imaginable. But he was behaving like just a kid, as if the first time he's come in front of the camera. And that kind of what do you call, eagerness to learn something new all the time and to take it as a challenge, I find it very difficult to believe that one can hope to remain himself in spite of these so many, more than 100 films he has done. And I think that's on a personal level as a person, how he's taking up his profession as an actor. And then as an actor, if I'm giving him a brief of certain expression I want, he would just do it and is constantly looking at me whether I got it right or not, where I would think with his experience he'll take it for granted. When once the director tells he'll do it anyway. So what's the point in asking? That is one. And then the physical aspect of it, in the shootout scene before the interval, he was running into the forest because he was just with his bare feet, and then he started running bare feet, and I was getting worried about him running bare feet. I said, sir, please don't, I think I'll retake the shot, maybe we should do something, we already took the shot. And he refused, and he kept in all the shots, he kept the continuity of him not wearing the chappal, which I find unimaginable, sir. There's no way I would have done it. See, for me, one is the physical, you're running in the forest with the thorns and stones and whatnot. Anything can happen there actually, and it is like running helter-skelter. It's not like the art department can make the path in a way somebody can do that. And more than anything else, what Shivana has done for me, when I thought of the climax, 2-3 times Shivana mentioned that I should do something in the climax. Because it is a very, very atypical film. It is not, it doesn't have songs, it doesn't have a love track, it doesn't have, conventional duets or fights, even conventional fights. So I said, yeah, we'll do something. And then when we had time to shoot the climax, I went and told Shivana, I thought of something, I'll tell you, but don't react immediately. Just think for 5 minutes and tell me. She said, what is it? in the climax you'll just be having tea, I said. And he looked at me. He looked at me for about 5 seconds. He suddenly got up and looked here and there, and he suddenly shook my hands and said, "It's brilliant." And I am zapped with that because I gave him 5 minutes. He told me the answer in 15 seconds. Because I find it very difficult to believe, no matter how much experience an actor has, that he could visualize how it is going to look in the totality. At which time, sir, even I wasn't sure, for your information. I was in a slightly doubt whether it will work or not. Now the fact you reacted with enthusiasm gave me that confidence to go ahead and do that shot. So all in all, and the fact I've come from somewhere in another language where I don't speak it, and the fact this picture was possible and it happened and it received so much of acclaim in every which way, I think the primary person who made that possible, 2 people. One is Sudhindra and Shivu came to meet me and kind of started the idea of this project. Then Mr. Raghu Achar, who was behind them. And then on the creative level, to make everything happen and without egos or without telling me that this is what might work in Kannada, this might not be liked by my fans or whatever, not to give me a single restriction and to back me 100% and to go by my vision. So this whole credit, it belongs to Shivana. Thank you, sir.
Our script ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ನಮಗೆ, and we were backing another script, but ಅವರು ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದನ್ನೇ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತ, and the way it went on, we're very happy that it's come out well, and I'm very proud to be a part of this film. Thank you, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks to Ajay sir, Shivaprakash sir, my producers, Sudhindra, and Shiv sir, and Raghu sir. Thank you.
Gopal Varma sir. Actually, this is my debut film. I got very much of applause. Thanks for Kannada people and Shivana. It's my pleasure to work with you, sir. Thank you everyone, the producers and everyone is. Thank you so much. Press media also. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thanks to everybody for success this film Killing Veerappan, and heartfully my thanks to my director Gopal Varma garu and Dr. Shivaprakash sir and my producers and my entire crew, Anwar garu and my colleague Sandy and cameraman Ram, and special character Killing Veerappan character Sandeep Bharadwaj garu and our entire crew. Thank you for giving the success.
We are very much part of it.
Thank you, thank you.
So I would definitely want to thank Ramu sir for giving me this opportunity, because if he had not thought so, I wouldn't have been on the board for this. And again, thanks for choosing me. I would like to thank Shivaprakash sir, very humble on the set, and also my cast and crew, Parul, Yagna and everybody.
Thank you.
And they are very supportive. We know as a technician, we all need their support to concentrate on our work. And definitely Anwar and Sandy and Ravi Shankar sir will definitely help a lot. After the shoot also, by giving a wonderful output for the visuals. And again, I would like to thank Ramu sir and Shivraj sir and the people who gave brilliant reviews for the movie and made it a hit. Thank you so much.
That was RGV sir at his candid best, and also you did listen to the crew and what an amazing experience they had. So wishing all the best for the team killing Veerappan. Do stay tuned on to gravifynews.com for more updates. This is Prajwal Prasad with camera person Suraj Kulkarni and Sunil. Thank you.